Hi everybody, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet, and today we are watching episodes 60 and 61 of Bleach. I am super excited to get into these last few episodes. We had some crazy things happen in the last video where I only did one episode, so we are getting into like the last parts of this story. So we have Ichigo fighting Byakuya. Things not looking great for our boy Ichigo. Not surprising. Byakuya is a captain and has been trained very well and has lots of experience, and Ichigo is a teenager who just learned what a Bankai even was, let alone how to use one. So, not a huge shocker to me that Byakuya would be kind of having an advantage in this situation, but in the middle of this death match, Ichigo just gets possessed by some kind of hollow spirit slash energy thing. Byakuya said that it had the same kind of aura or energy that a hollow does. Which, I mean, we've been seeing some connections with hollows with Ichigo already, the mask being one of them, and the white Ichigo in his, like, internal world that we saw. So it's not like we didn't know that there was something else going on with Ichigo, and I've been saying this whole time that, like, him doing the training to figure out his Bankai release is probably going to unlock something else, like this underlying power or like, I don't know, ability that he has. I didn't expect him to be like taken over by another personality, like coexisting within him. So it turns out it's not just Ichigo and Zangetsu, but it is also this other entity that knows how to use Ichigo's Zanpakuto better than Ichigo does, but also has a bit of a more murderous intent than Ichigo does, who was very ready to, like, go all out and try to kill Byakuya, and would probably laugh gleefully while it did so. And Ichigo fought back and actually broke the mask, the hollow mask that had formed, and took back his body to finish up the fight with Byakuya, which there's some debate that has happened in the comments of my video, which I think is, like, gonna happen in general. Like, I think when any big, important anime fight happens, everybody has an opinion about, like, what would actually happen. I mean, we make up big, important anime fights where we're, like, two characters from completely different shows. Who would win if they fought each other? We do that all the time because we're anime nerds. In this case, there's actually some ambiguity around who won the fight because, you know, Ichigo was practically falling over, like he only was able to stand because he was leaning on his Zanpakuto, but Byakuya did say that he won the fight before he, you know, disappeared into the distance with his speed. So, you know, it's kind of up in the air about, like, who exactly would have won, but I think the important thing is that Ichigo did win. In this context, Byakuya left the fight. Ichigo was the victor. Who knows what would have happened if they had kept fighting. But there we had Ichigo and his friends finally meeting back up with him. We have the whole gang coming together and being with Ichigo, and hopefully Orihime will help heal some of the wounds that he has constantly sustained since going off on his own. They just keep coming. That's where we have gotten to with Ichigo's story and the fallout of Rukia's execution not happening. And the other little snippet that we got was with Toshiro right at the end with his lieutenant breaking in to the Central 46 complex and going down a bunch of stairs. There are so many stairs in the Soul Society, side note, but going down into this complex, and we saw them looking very shocked, and then the episode ended. It looks like we are finally going to learn some of the stuff that has been going on with the captains, with, you know, the Soul Society in general. Clean up some of the stuff that's been going on with Aizen's death, because that's still like a mystery that needs to be worked out. And we saw some little clips of Gin and Kira in the preview for this upcoming episode 60, as well as some stuff with Hinamori, because she has left her little hospital room, or her little room where she was recovering from her injuries. So it looks like we're really going to get into the thick of what that whole thing is about, which I am also super excited for. So with that, let's get into episode 60. In 3, 2, 1, go. I have to plug in my headphones now because they're like pooping out on me, but I've ordered new ones, so I'll be able to rely on them. Hopefully they don't stop working partway through this, because that would really get on my nerves, but I wonder if Zedeki will show up, because his lieutenant is with Ichigo now, and I know Zedeki wants to fight Ichigo again. I mean, they probably won't get into a fight because we only have 4 episodes left of the series, and there are like other things to be focusing on, narratively speaking. So I'll be interested to see if he just like joins the gang for a little bit. Oh, I so hope that we get to see Toshiro's Bankai soon. I think it'll be so cool, because I love his Shikai. I can't believe we're almost done this arc. I can't believe I'm like 60 episodes into Bleach. It feels like just a little while ago that I was like, let's start watching Bleach. Okay. I was told... Okay, 40 sages, 6 judges. I was told I would need this. Okay, so it's like a... like a jury, almost. Sure. So they kind of oversee all of it. Cool. So they're like the big guys in charge. I don't know. What is it? Show me. Show me what's going on. Give me answers. Are they all dead? Yeah, they've been dead for a while then. Mm-hmm. We're from somebody else. Kira! What have you gotten roped into? Kira's such a sweet boy, though. Who else was there? I mean, I'm assuming Gin is somewhere in here because Kira is here. I'm assuming we're going to Gin. So who's like the new Central 46? Yeah, she's not there anymore. She's a woman on a mission. Good. Teamwork is good. I don't think Kira is the enemy, though. I think he's just doing what Gin has told him to do. And he has some, like, self-discipline issues where he is really hard on himself for breaking the rules or breaking his own morality. It's a pretty wicked weapon. I haven't really seen her fight, so I'm excited for that. Oh no. Wow. That's a cool power, actually. I hope Ichigo doesn't have to fight him, because Ichigo's Sabakto is huge unless it's in Bankai form. Ooh. Are we gonna get some backstory about them? Oh, was it Hinamori who was in there with them? Ugh. I would also like to know what's going on. Keen. You don't seem surprised that all of them are dead. Of course, he never seems surprised by anything. He always has the same expression. Who? There's someone else? The mastermind? Wait! Wait. But... But if he's alive, and he's also in the compound with all the dead people, is Aizen a bad person? Was all of the weird maneuvering around Gin a ploy? Hinamori, I feel like you shouldn't be here. I feel like you're missing the red flag of this situation. Because if he faked his death, did he know that that would cause all of this fallout? All of this chaos and, like, uncertainty? How did they verify that it was actually his body and not, like, one of the fake stand-in ones? Oh my god, Aizen's a bad person! I have been lied to. Oh, I'm not ready for this. Oh, I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm not ready for this. Oh, Toshiro. Honey, sweetie. Your world is about to be flipped because I'm not dealing with it well. Never trust a character with glasses. Unless they're a nerd. Like, Ishida. Oh. Oh my god. What's his motivation, though? Are we gonna take on 2 captains by ourselves? Ooh, oh, I want to see his ice dragon. Whoa! What was that ability? Toshiro! So did she figure it out? Come again? Oh. Yeah, but if it can hypnotize people, then he could have just lied that that's what it was. So everything about him is a facade. That's terrifying. He alters people's brains. Why are we talking about that while looking at Renji and Orukia? Is it Kira? Really? So there are people that he's like legitimately controlling. Where are you going, though? Back where we began. And why do you want Rukia so bad? I don't know what's happening anymore. I mean, I didn't really know what was happening to begin with, but now my brain is so overwhelmed. I have to completely rethink all of my assumptions. My heart rate is so high right now. What does this even mean? Like... Okay. We're gonna let ourselves process. Watch the ending. See a preview. And then we'll discuss. Because my brain's fried. My brain's like, nope, that's not how we thought this was gonna go. I was right though, and I was like, this is all distraction. Letting Ichigo and his friends come in, Aizen's death, it was all a distraction. But why? Okay, let's watch the preview. I'm nervous about this. So Ichigo and his friends aren't there anymore then. Was that Urahara? Ooh, it looks like Ichigo is gonna show up though. Okay, let's just start with the elephant in the room, which is that Aizen is not dead. Not a good person. not what he seems whatsoever. Everything has been a lie. Let's break this down. One, him and Gin have been in league together for a long time, because we already saw that Gin used to be Aizen's lieutenant, and Aizen said that, like, he hasn't thought of anyone else being his lieutenant except Gin. So we know that they have been working together for a while. But he also has this, like, hypnosis thing, which makes me wonder if Gin is actually doing all this because he has something to gain for it, or if he's been, like, under this hypnosis thing for a really long time. Like, I don't know how much of it is, like, his own ambition and his own, like, motivation, and how much of it is, like, Aizen using him, because he seems to have been manipulating everyone around him. And I don't think Gin has, like, huge ambition. I think he has, like, selfish ambition, and I've talked about that before. Like, I think he is very concerned about things that directly relate to him, but less concerned about, like, cosmic things. But I also don't know what is Aizen's motivation, because apparently I know nothing about him. So what would motivate him? Obviously something about the Soul Society and the way it's run seems to be against whatever his belief system is, because he wouldn't have killed the Central 46 if he thought that they were doing a good job, or, like, that they should have the job that they have. And he wouldn't have put a bunch of turmoil into the Soul Society, so there was all this infighting and suspicion and stuff, if he thought that everything was going fine. Like, if he thought the Soul Society was, like, running smoothly, he wouldn't have done any of this. So it has to be something about that. Is it just that he wants power? Like, does he want to be in charge of it? That seems really shallow. And I'm not saying, like, obviously I don't know anything about Aizen, as this episode has proven to me. It's not that, like, maybe it's not shallow for Aizen. I don't know how much of, like, a god complex he might have, but it seems shallow for Bleach, like, the way that Bleach is written. I don't think that someone who is gonna fit into, I'm assuming, a recurring villain role, because we only have 3 episodes left of this arc, and then we have filler stuff, so I'm assuming that he is going to come back. And, like, I don't think that we are going to deal with Aizen and all of his motivations and, like, ideals and stuff like that in 3 episodes. We've set him up for, like, for the whole Soul Society arc, and also, like, he's been working on this for a while. Probably gonna see him again, which means that, like, he has to have something more complex that motivates him. I just don't know what it is. I don't see how the pieces fit together yet. Besides, like, obviously wanting something to change about how the Soul Society works, or getting rid of it altogether. But it also brings into question, because he has this hypnosis thing, who is under his control? We've seen now, Tosen has been manipulated by him, and is, like, his subordinate that he called him. So that's one of the captains that is under his control. Who else is? Is that why we have people who are so determined to, like, take orders and fulfill that role, and ones that aren't? Because, like, the ones that aren't being controlled are the ones that have, like, more independent thought. Or am I being tricked again? That could also— oh my gosh, if one of the, like, captains that I'm like, I like them, or any of the Soul Reapers that I've been like, I like them, they seem nice, turn out to be a subordinate of Aizen, I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like that's something that is definitely going to happen. There's someone that, like, I have decided to trust, or the characters have decided to trust, that should not be trusted. I'm suspicious of everything now. I'm like in full conspiracy theory mode, and I'm like, everyone's a liar because because he can just like manipulate people, and even beyond like actually using his like the ability of Zanpakuto to manipulate people, he also is just like a good actor. Like he's a good liar. He's good at making people like him and trust him. Like Hinamori saw him once from a distance and she was like, that's who I'm going to look up to. It's like, it's not even like a matter of him using his unique ability on someone, because he has this standing of like being a nice, understanding, quiet, unassuming person. What do we do now? Why does he want Rukia? Why does he want her? Why does he want her dead? What is it about her specifically? Is it because she's part of this clan, this prestigious clan? Is it because, like we said before, I don't want to trust anything in his letter now because it's just lies everywhere. Is it to manipulate someone? Like, because like if she's part of this family, okay, is it actually about Byakuya? Is it actually about someone else who's part of this family? Is it because she has all of this soul pressure within her that she doesn't really utilize? But I mean, Aizen seems like a smart guy, so maybe he knows and he wants to utilize that somehow. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Up is down. Black is white. Nothing is what it seems. I knew that Gin wasn't the mastermind though. I was like, it's too easy and it doesn't seem to fit with his character. I'm sad for Kira though. Kira's been like roped into this. Do you see the look in his eyes? I'm worried about Toshiro. I'm worried about Hinamori. I'm worried about Renji. I can't go through another stressful Renji fight. I can't do an almost death of Renji again. Not this soon. I feel like I feel like I don't have anything useful to say to like deconstruct this episode because I am so thrown off. I liked Toshiro's Bankai. I think we need to just go into episode 61. I think I just need some more information and then we'll talk after it, and that'll be like how we figure this whole thing out. In 3, 2, 1, go. Totoro's gonna hang out with me because this isn't gonna relax me. This episode is not gonna make me feel good about the world. I just know it. I hope Ichigo and friends show up again, because apparently we have to resave Rukia. I'm so overwhelmed right now. Like, honestly, my brain is like, how process? What do? And you guys all knew this, didn't you? Ooh. I unplugged my headphones. I'm not used to them being wired up. Kira spent all this time being worried about Byakuya. I was so concerned over the people who killed Aizen, and now look what happened. Playing with my kind heart. It's a good question. I want to know what's going on too. Well, do not do that. I mean, I don't think he will, but like also, Aizen just stabbed his lieutenant after killing all those people in the Central 46. Don't do it. I hope he hasn't been like hypnotized though. Ooh, that's a cool ability. Yeah. This seems like real war is about to happen. Like if all of the captains are about to show up. And some of them are like Aizen's subordinates and some of them aren't. I like her ability though. They seem cool. They're like tracking ability. And then like messaging everyone. Ooh. We saw the captains that were fighting Yamamoto. They look a little beat up. It is an emergency. As much of the truth as you know. So we didn't get to really see them fight, but they look a little beat up. Oh. Kira! Oh, honey. Oh, that is unsettling that he is like a person, considering the way that he thinks about stuff. I don't want to think of Mayuri again. Yeah. Yes. Good boy. Refuse. I mean, I don't want you to fight them. Because you're probably not strong enough. Because you couldn't beat Byakuya, and this seems like a more intense fight. Will you? Because one of your eyes is being blocked by the reflection of your glasses, and that means that you're only half truthful in what you're talking about. Are we calling him an ant now? I think I hate him. No. Oh wow. Yeah, it was like he seems more powerful than Byakuya, and you didn't do well in that fight either. Ooh. Ichigo! In full form. Dramatic as always. Yay. I mean, I don't know if Ichigo's strong enough for this either, but like if we can buy some time for captains to show up, that would be good. Teamwork. Boys, really not the time. Oh! Oh, they're dust now. We've downgraded from ant to dust. Yeah, fight together. Bunkai? I don't know how well it'll work with your beat up Senpakuto though. Oh, it's a different ability. It's kind of like Byakuya's with the multiple blades. Yeah. Uh, I think you guys might be outmatched. Why do you want her so bad? Is Ichigo about to go hollow again? Because I really don't know how that would escalate. I knew it was all a distraction. Are we bringing Urahara into this too? Look, I don't know who to trust anymore. Okay. To what now? Oh, so those were you. Oh my god, it's all connected. Right, because he was part of like the research development, right? That's why. Wait, so did he turn Ichigo into a hollow on purpose? Because he knew this would happen? Oh, that's why. That's right, she's put into um, Kigai, right? Oh, hello again. You seem bigger. Interrupting his speech, though. Ah, everything leaves me with more questions. Ah. I was wondering at the connection between Urahara and Urukia because they already knew each other when we first like met Urahara when Urukia first went to his like shop. They already knew each other, and I didn't know if that was because Urukia had met him when he was still a captain, or if she knew him because he did like black market dealings with like spiritual objects, because that's usually why she went to him. But it looks like there was more to that. Oh. I feel like I'm like getting a headache just from like everything that's been happening. I'm too overwhelmed. Everything's a lie. Did you just call me stupid, Aizen? I'm not stupid, I'm overwhelmed. Aizen, bit of a powerful person, also been trying to figure out how to gain more power. So that's part of it, is he wants to be more powerful, he wants to surpass the limits of, like, because there's like a roof to how much power a Soul Reaper can possess, how skilled they can become in these like 4 different areas. And he wants to surpass that and become more powerful. I feel like for some kind of greater motive. I feel like maybe there's a goal beyond just being powerful, like gaining that power is like in order to attain something else. Or it would have to be eventually, because I feel like people like him are so ambitious that like the moment that they meet a goal that they had, they've already come up with the next one and the next thing. So even if like that's his goal for right now, I feel like it'll escalate as he like meets his goals along the way. So the only way to do that, or like one of the ways that has been discovered to do that, is to like mix Hollows and Soul Reapers. And he was trying to go from Hollow to Soul Reaper. And then Urahara came in and went Soul Reaper to Hollow in the other direction. I don't know if I fully grasp this like energy thing that he's created that's like in Urukia. I might have to like go back and like make sure that I fully understand what exactly that is. A lot of stuff has been thrown at me today, so forgive me if I can't compartmentalize all of it. Urahara was going the other direction of like exposing Soul Reapers to becoming Hollows, and we already know that he has succeeded in that because Ichigo, I don't know if Aizen knows because he doesn't know a lot about Ichigo. He seems to think that like Ichigo is aware of the manipulation of Urahara, but also like I don't know how in the loop he has been in general, but also like since he faked his death. Probably super in the loop, but like I don't know if anyone who is on his side, like one of his subordinates, has seen Ichigo go hollow, because it's only happened with Byakuya out in the open. So I don't know how much Aizen knows about that. But we know that Urahara has succeeded with that. Also, what the heck, Urahara? Why are we experimenting on people? Because, like, 1, I think he was doing it to see if he could. And 2, I think he was doing it because he knew what Ichigo was walking into. So he was like, okay, if you're gonna go to the Soul Society, you're going to encounter people who are way more powerful than even if I could train you to be fully capable in all 4 areas of being a Soul Reaper. You're gonna meet people who are more powerful than that. So, like, that's why he made Ichigo this, like, hollow Soul Reaper hybrid. That's messed up. And I was just getting to the point where I liked Urahara and I trusted him. My whole foundation has been ruined in 2 episodes. The fact that, like, Rukia is just realizing, like, the betrayal. I hate how much Rukia has been through. Like, and the fact that, like, Urahara was, like, one of those people that she had chosen to trust and work with. And it, like, because she has such awful, like, trust and, like, history with creating meaningful relationships with people, like, she always thinks that people are going to leave her because, like, she's not worth it, or, like, she like doesn't measure up to their expectations and stuff. And the fact that, like, just another person has done that to her is heartbreaking to me. I just want her to be okay. I think I have a stress headache from this. I feel like I don't have anything interesting to say or to predict about this because I've been so thrown from where I thought this was going. I feel like the next 2 episodes are gonna be, like, more in the direction of, like, an actual, like, war happening. Like, I feel like we're going to find out who are Aizen's subordinates in, like, the squads and, like, the captains, lieutenants and stuff, and who aren't. And I feel like it's gonna be a bit of a battle royale between all of them briefly. I don't think we'll really get into it because it's only 2 episodes, and I feel like this is something that is gonna, like, have ripple effects into the rest of the show. Like, I really feel like this event, Aizen's actions and the revelation of, like, who he really is like a stone being dropped in, like, the whole story of what Bleach is, and we're just gonna see that ripple effect, like, throughout the rest of it. Like, everything I feel like is gonna be tied back to this moment. It takes away all of the systems and organization and, like, security of the Soul Reapers. They don't have the Central 46 anymore. They don't have the security of being like, we can be in, like, the Soul Society and, like, that's our safe haven. They don't have it where it's like, you can trust the captains, you can trust people in power. That's not there anymore. Like, even to the point of, like, oh, we can't trust them because they end up being bad people, but also, like, Aizen, like, manipulates people and, like, uses his hypnosis power on people. So, like, they can't even trust the people that they probably could trust without Aizen's influence. Like, there's so much, like, all of the structures that, like, hold, like, the foundation of, like, how Soul Reapers work and, like, how they function is crumbling under, like, the weight of what Aizen has just done. So I feel like if I could make any clear prediction about what is going to happen, it's that, like, this moment is going to be what everything else, like, leads back to. All of this is crazy. I'm overwhelmed. I've been betrayed and lied to. I don't know what trust is anymore. I don't know what else to say, except I hope you had fun watching along with me and Totoro, because it was rough for us. And I will see you in the next video. Lord help me. Bye!